but I have to be thankful. What I just experienced. And it's funny how at this point they still want me to be scared. And, like, whatever's gonna happen, trust me, I know that everybody's aware. It's just been too much of the same thing that it almost gets boring. I wonder why they don't get bored. The days where I'm like, oh my gosh, this, oh my god, they're gonna rain. Oh my god, I'm so scared. No, it's not me. Those days are long gone. It's been almost 2,000 videos of that. It's the same things. It's I'm not identifying it. I'm not identifying with whatever they're doing to me, and it's getting too obvious. I'll even call out before it happens. That's how obvious it gets. And I know that the torture I'm going to experience are theatrical. What I mean by that, it means that they're doing these things to make it look like that was just the validation was too much, that this is happening to me because of that. I'm like, I'm going to have to even run to that. These perps have failed drastically in regard to try to make me identify with this. They don't even put the fear in me. Matter of fact, I want them to try to see what will happen if they try to gaslight me. Listen, they tell me I'm going to be beat up and all that. I was like, I'm not going to run away from that. You know that, right? You saw me walking toward somebody with machete. You have footage of me walking towards somebody with a machete. If you don't read in between the lines, or maybe you want to live in you're not real. Okay. What I'm gonna say here has been said many times. Okay, years of it. And today, I'm so not identified with this that even when they try to intimidate me with the fear of torture, of harm, of death, I walk toward it. And I swear to God, I stand on that, and I can't wait for them to try. Especially if they just want to act to behave and see, let's go. Death comes to all of us. This is not a death that's this is more dignified death than living a life like this trash. And I love to put that in their faces. I live off doing that. Those videos, I think they, initially thought I was like, I'll make videos to explain. There's no explanation. This is the same things every time. But I know these clowns who are contracted by the governmental entities in this cognitive, psychological torments that they apply onto you. They want to stay in method acting. They really want you to just really believe it, but they also try to make themselves stay in character, method acting, as obvious as it is. As they don't care how dumb they're gonna look. They have no shame on how embarrassing things looks for them. They don't even have that. The self-conscious of oh my gosh, I look stupid doing that. Nope. And I'll capitalize on that. I'll maximize. I'll double down on the stupidity. I put that in their faces. So when we see each other, and you do your thing that you know have failed drastically, hey, I've warned you. I warned you. Go ahead. Especially at this point. Okay. This is what you want to crash on. You want me to crash out on this, and your dumbass try to gaslight me. Listen, let me just start with the beginning. I'm a target individual. As a target individual, you're a test subject, and you deal with terrible things. You're a test subject to technology that do so much to you. They destroy your body with this technology that is weaponized. But some of the technology is also technology that consists of altering your brain, rewiring your brain. And I also deal with this V2K, which I then hear them interact with me, trying to let me say this, try to gaslight me into accepting this. And it's so obvious. And have you seen many of my videos? They contract these clowns, which we call perps. whose job is to disorient you, torment you, and break you down. These clowns are theatrical and full of shit is magical. They are so bullshit. They don't have no shame, and they are doing everything possible to disorient you, to not see how obvious. Which at some point is not even. How can you, like? It's they do everything possible to deflect, disorient, and to distract you to the point of just. They want you to become mentally retarded. Actually, I love to put that in their faces. Listen, in this program, first of all, one thing you gotta understand, they're gonna try to gaslight you using even ways to vilify you. This program literally torture children, torture women, and torture men. I just got done listening to a woman called Rachel, and one of her videos, she was basically encouraging all target individuals to stay strong. This is a psychological warfare, right? They do this manipulation, these mind games. They do that to her, and she also deal with threatening. They even threat to just break her down psychologically. They will kill her son, right? It's part of how they try to break down the target individual. Now, this is now a unique target individual talking about that. There's been target individual actually seeing their children actually being harmed via this technology, from seizures to other tortures. So please understand, if they try to deflect using some kind of vilification, know that this is who's talking to you. Now, going back to the obvious manipulation here, what you're seeing here is adult content. I know I keep talking about it a lot. The reason why I have to, or I don't have to, but I end up watching that and having to release myself, and excuse me for the graphicness here, is because they are rewiring and altering my brain to have sexual stimulation in degrading ways. Let me just say something. In one of my videos, I made a video not too long ago about me having to go to the restroom, and the truth is, it was extreme diarrhea. Because they're damaging my body, that my body can even, I guess, digest food or process food accordingly. In the midst of my diarrhea, they were messing with me so much that I saw a liquid coming out, excuse my language, from my private part. Because they were playing with my libido so much, and they play with my libido so much to rewire. They rewire that toward children. That even in the midst of me fully going through diarrhea, they still play with my libido in these degrading ways. That just gives you an idea of how disgustingly rewired I am. They have no shame to try to think that I will ever think that this is not them doing that to me. Let me say this again. They rewire my brain in degrading ways, but they play with my libido in such a disgusting way. They force me to get sexual arousals because they can manipulate the brain in this fashion. But they make me have those sexual arousals when I see children, or they make me think of children, and then rewire my libido and force me to get sexual stimulation. It's so bad. But by the end of the week, usually this has been even more intense than lately. They even made me have sexual dreams that they will play with my libido and then aim it and use like teenagers and stuff like that in my dreams. You saw the video I made about that. It was this week. So this is non-stop. I'm like, I'm gonna have to release one way or another. But I'd already predicted, like, I know what's gonna happen, because they already like make me think of little girls and give me stimulations. I was like, oh, it's gonna be disgusting. So I'm like, I need to get rid of my libido as much as I can. But I know for a fact that they're gonna rewire me the way they've been rewiring me every time this happened. They wait for when I watch adult content, for example, what you're seeing here, it's a woman. It's a very curvaceous Latina. I'm watching her, and I'm sorry for the graphicness, but I need to depict the manipulation and how obvious I'm being rewired. As I'm watching this woman with a man doing what adult content do, and as I'm climaxing, in the mix of the climax, they start making me think of the young daughter of a coworker of mine who's a perp. In the midst of the climax, I even tried to like hit myself. I almost broke my one of my finger. Tried to like poke myself to just like kind of bring pain somewhere else to stop that from happening. To stop what they were trying to do from happening. I was looking for how can I make some kind of pain that would take away my attention and stop what they were trying to do as I'm climaxing. And it's funny, they talk about my thumb, and previously I had thumb issues, and they would talk about thumb, but as I was doing that, actually, I don't know what's wrong with my thumb. It's super fragile, almost like dislocated, as I was trying to poke myself. And I'm saying that because also they love to say things before they happen because they control me. And they know that, we're going to do that to him. And they know that usually what I usually do to myself, I start slapping myself. I make like, but I'm sure they gave me the idea of poking myself with my thumb. But either way, the point was I'm trying to take away the attention from my brain so they don't implant these thoughts of the child of a coworker. As I'm watching a Latina with this, it's so disgusting. And then they try to make you feel guilty, as if it's not as obvious as possible that this is something they are rewiring my brain to experience. And the gimmickiness, the acting is on a failed level, but it's fully acting, screaming with passion and anger when this is the same thing they do. Like I literally made a video about the same thing a year ago. But when they do this thing and they think I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this again. Oh, for sure. And they tell me, yeah, they're going to rape you, they're going to rat you, and they're going to do this and that and this. I'm like, whatever's going to happen. Trash like you are clearly disgusting lowlights that deserve to die. Whatever's going to happen to me, whatever you're going to do to me, robbing me, do this is what trash like you do. People who are involved in rewiring the brain this fashion, do your trashy stuff. Don't worry, you get yours. Rob, steal, rape, do all this thing, whatever you need to. Rewire the brain is pedophile, work for pedos, torture children, do all that. Trash. But own that shit. Disgusting low life. And then there's this clown with so much passion. Okay, when I watch adult content, there's certain things I can't watch because what happens is they start making me think of other things that they try to rewire. They make me think, no, remember what you did as a kid. They bring up what I did as a child when I'm in 8th grade. Exaggerate what I did as a child and make me imagine what I'm seeing these people doing is what happened. And like, yeah, nah, that's abuse. It's like disgusting trash. Like, this is not rewiring my brain, you disgusting low life. It's like, nah, that's abuse. Shut up. Trash like you that torture children out here, rewiring my brain to go this way. When I'm looking at this man and this woman, disgusting trash. And like, that's not abuse. It's not torturing children, you fucking low life. You disgusting trash. And that's clearly that people who rewire you to see this and make you think of you as a child and exaggerate what you did as a child. And make you think that what happened there is what you disgusting trash. Then you hear this fake ass fanaticalness of these perps, that they have this fanaticalness because they want you to identify with this thing. So they think if I behave with this rage, yeah, now you are, yeah, a poof, fucking low life. You failed. I know why you're acting this way. You want me to tell you? It's because you want me to think that this makes sense. Fucking low life. And talk about abuse when you're torturing children. You are the one abusing children, you fuckers. And killing them. Now I'm looking at these men and women and now you make me think of these things like this. Wishing that this would happen when I was a child. You disgusting fuck. And you're like, ah, little girl. This trash starts saying, ah, little girls, as I was watching this. To make me think of little girls doing that to me. It's so disgusting. And then try to gaslight you. Like, yeah, no, you're gonna be a bum. You make women destitute with children. You disgusting shit abusers of children. and killing them. You delusional trash, and rewiring the brain this way, then you paint yourself as the protector of children when you see this obviousness here. Then act fanatical to try to gaslight me, or act like so sensible and just like calm and collected. Clown trash with your $2. They have these basic ways of gaslighting too. Either they're fanatical or they're like, oh my gosh, that's something. They are. I'm so bored because there's so much there. Fucking low life. Target video stay strong and see these clowns for what they are. And listen to the clear validation. This man calls it out. That's all I need to just put in. They are rewiring the brain and the mind. And then they have this trash to try to deceive you and trick you and to make you identify with these things, which completely fails here. Target video stay strong.
Processes, control them using neuro-linguistic programming techniques. You're rewiring their thought processes and brains. And so this gets into what's called offensive information warfare. And they used it, I believe, in the Gulf War. You can call it a eugenics program even. But also walk them to their. They want to see if they can. Hyper game theory. How do you? They want to see if they can manipulate people to do things that are irrational, but also walk them to their death. And so you can call it a eugenics program even. And they need to sample all cultures, language, throughout the world to define their probability matrices of which tricks, techniques, deception works. So how do you control a brain? Most people don't believe that. Well, you can't control them using neuro-linguistic programming techniques. You're rewiring their thought processes and brains.